For the last couple of years, the stage has slowly been set for a world filled with more than one mainstream quality pro wrestling video game. And after all of this time patiently waiting, 2023 looks to be the year that finally delivers on this promise. Today we're going to be talking about 5 brand new wrestling video games that are planned to come out at some point next year, so without a further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight into this list. Coming up first, I'm not going to insult your guys' intelligence, you all know about this one, and that is of course, WWE 2K23. We know 2K23 is going to be coming out next year, as during various Take-Two interactive earnings calls, they have confirmed that the game will be coming out in the fiscal year of 2023, meaning that the game will be released by March 31st, 2023, which is what gives us the impression that this game is going to have a very similar release window to that of WWE 2K22. Not too much is known about the game specifically at this time, however there are various rumours related to the game floating around the internet, and if you're interested in hearing about those, I'd recommend checking out this video, linked in the description down below, to hear all about the main ones. Other than that, most members of the community are looking towards WWE Survivor Series coming up on November 27th, as this seems to be the date that the majority of people are expecting the game to be announced officially to a worldwide audience, but of course, only time will tell when it comes to that. Moving on to our next game, this is another one that I'm sure most of you will be familiar with, and that is the main rival to WWE 2K23, AEW Fight Forever. This is, of course, AEW's first ever console game and is seemingly their answer to the WWE Games franchise. We've seen a decent bit of footage for the game so far, and based on it, the game is leaning more into an arcade style of things, similar to that of the classic WWF No Mercy video game, as opposed to the realism/simulation style that the WWE Games tried to go for. While many people thought that this game would come out before the end of this year, it was recently confirmed that the game would now in fact be coming out in 2023 via THQ Nordic's Japanese website. It's going to be really interesting to see what time of year AEW, Ukes and THQ decide to launch this game, because if they decide that they also want to release the game in the fiscal year of 2023, then the game is going to be in direct competition with WWE 2K23, which will certainly make for a chaotic time in our community's lifespan, as both games compete to draw the attention of players. Alright, so, moving on from the games you've heard of into a few you may not have heard of, let's go ahead and start off with WrestleQuest, which I'm sure will have no problems competing with WWE 2K23 or AEW Fight Forever, because not only is this game planning to release in May, 2 months after the release of WWE 2K23, but this game is also wildly different to anything that the previous two are offering, as this is a pro wrestling RPG. Self-described as the ultimate pixel-powered adventure, meet Macho Man Randy Savage and tons of other icons as they offer you guidance as you powerbomb your way to glory beyond the ring. This hero's journey ain't just an epic quest, it's WrestleQuest. And by God, does this game look wacky, wild and fun. Seemingly the first game of its kind, bringing elements of the pro wrestling world and combining it with RPG elements, this game will feature turn-based combat, over 30 pro wrestling stars and legends, and a dynamic story as you work your way up to the top of the pro wrestling world of your dreams. And the best part is, it's available on pretty much every platform, so whether you have a PC, an Xbox, a PlayStation, or even a Nintendo Switch, the game will be out across all of them, both current and last-gen versions. So if you're seeing this game for the first time today and it piqued your interest, odds are you'll be able to play it on the platform of your choice. I'll certainly be checking this one out when it rolls around in May to see what it's all about. Coming up here next, the 4th game that we're going to be talking about in this video was actually announced just a few days ago, and while it seemingly doesn't have an official name at this time, we're just going to call it not Ultraviolence Pro Wrestling for now, as that's what the developer, Gakdor, is also saying at this time. As you can see from this small trailer on your screen now, this game certainly looks very unique and different compared to the wrestling games we are used to, and that's because it is. Explaining what this project is in a series of tweets, Gak says, "Some info. Not Ultraviolence Pro Wrestling, but Ultraviolence Pro Wrestling is not canned. This game will be out next year on Steam for a budget price. You can make your own levels/spots and share them using the THPS style level editor, and it's not just Endorphin style visuals, that is just one set of content that you can use in your layouts. Not an official reveal, special trailer coming soon, but I get myself so hyped I have to show even though it's not ready. And then in a series of tweets replying to people's questions, he says, "Yeah, it's a small-scale toy game kinda like the ramp. Just set up your spots or play existing ones and pull off moves or dives to build a score. I'm not clever enough for everything Endorphin did, but you should get your fix." So as some of you might remember, Gakdor is also the guy behind the actual ultra-violence pro wrestling video game, and while that game is still in development, it's seemingly taking longer than previously planned. So Gak is releasing this seemingly as a way to keep people invested in the project that he's building, while also raising a bit of money for the project to help bring it to the level that he wants it at. But I have to say, while it's not to the exact same scale of the main ultra-violence pro wrestling video game that is being developed, this spin-off definitely looks as interesting, and once again seems like another fun alternative game that will exist within our pro wrestling video game community. And that's one of the main things that I like to see at the end of the day. Wrestling games that are doing things different and bringing unique experiences to the community, rather than just doing the exact same thing that the big dog is doing. So I'm very much looking forward to Not Ultra-Violence Pro Wrestling coming out, as well as for it to get an official name so I can stop calling it that. Finally here for you today, the 5th pro wrestling video game that we should be playing in 2023 is the one, the only, The Wrestling Code. This game is being developed by the talented guys over at Virtual Basement, who, over the last 2 years, have been blowing us away each and every time they release a new tech demo of the game to the world. The crisp level of detail that can be seen in this game, from the characters, to their environments, to the props that they hold in their hand, it's a level of detail that we've really never seen before within a pro wrestling video game, and it's really quite bizarre to think that this small, independent developer is creating a game that, once complete, could rival the behemoth that is the WWE Games franchise. For nearly a year now, Virtual Basement keeps getting the question, when will this game be playable? And consistently for that year, they have stuck to their guns and said that they plan to release the game into early access at some point in 2023 if everything continues to go well. This would be a PC-only early access, with the game likely not coming to consoles until the following year of 2024. This is probably the game that I am most excited to get my hands on in 2023, because as someone who likes to use the pro wrestling video games to create machinimas, The Wrestling Code seems to be the game that will help bring my stories and ideas to life more than any other, so I cannot wait to get my hands on the game for that reason. But I want to hear about which one of these 5 games you're most looking forward to getting in 2023, so make sure to tell me which one it is in the comment section down below and why. And while you're down there, don't forget to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more pro wrestling video game content. Thank you very much for watching this video, and if you like this one, you may enjoy one of these videos as well.